So what I'm going to do is actually hop out of the student account so that you can see what it looks like from the teacher end. Because it looks exactly the same, only now we can see how Mike performed. Maybe.
While you're doing that, I'll just talk a little bit about those resources too from the parents' perspective. Parents have a near portal, and they can go in and see all of those resources that have been generated to their kids as well and their assessment results, so they can engage on that end at home. And you can also imagine as a teacher in your classroom how you might be able to use those resources to get kids started while you're working with another small group. You can get them working, you can pair them up, and Megan will show you what that looks like to actually give the students those same assessment.
Okay, so I'm logged in as a teacher. Looks the same, all right? The only thing that's going to be slightly different is that as I hop into the course here, I'm going to have a few different tabs along the top here than what I did as a student, okay? Now as a teacher, I also have a performance dropdown, and I can see how my students in my class or across all of my courses on that main dashboard page are performing on the standards that they've been assessed on. I might cry a little bit if that was mine and real. So again, navigating is very simple. But what I can do here is, if I click on the assessment tab and I open up the assessment that Mike just took, this is the kind of data we're used to seeing, right? Percentage data, how did the students perform? That's great. I can go in and see how many times Mike has taken this assessment, if he's improved, if he's not. I can actually go in and look at a specific attempt that he made and see how he did, okay? But what this doesn't tell us is the why, okay? So if we click on this performance tab, sorry, I have a weird glare. Screen is frozen. When we click on the performance tab, now we can take a look at why Mike is struggling, all right? So here's Mike, and it says he has mastered 59% of the standards he's been assessed on. If I expand on Mike's name, what I get is a complete breakdown of every standard that he's been assessed on. So you can see here, if I was Mike's science teacher, I love this example because I could take a look quickly and see, okay, why is he getting an 84? Sometimes those B kids are really tough because their holes are tiny with what they're missing. So I love this because I can see very clearly it's not that Mike struggles with the science. Mike is struggling with how to communicate the science through math. That completely changes my conversation with him. And it changes the conversation that I'm going to have with my math colleague. And it changes the conversation I might have with his parents when I show this to them at their conference. Okay, so I've got a lot of capabilities right here with this one real-time data breakdown of how I can proceed to most meet Mike's needs, okay? What I can also do, if I had a whole classroom of kids using this assessment, is I can group them by domain. So if I really wanted to focus on something specific in my classroom one day, I could expand on this domain and I can say, okay, Tom and Donna, you are ready to go work on your lab. Mike and Michael, I want you to begin with your recommended resources. And George and Tim, you're going to come and meet with me. We're going to have some one-on-one time so we can fill in the gaps, okay? So a lot of capabilities. Again, this is real-time data. This changes every time the student takes the assessment, okay?
That gives you the big picture
Yeah.
of what this tool can do for everything.
Mhm.
Ours is going to be a modified version, especially at the beginning. But you want to show you the flexibility of this tool and where we could take these courses.
Yep. So as you begin to write your content, one of the questions that I get often asked most often by course writers is, well, what's the end product? What does it look like? And so we have a sample writing or reading lesson that Ruth created that I'm going to have her walk you through it so you can see kind of what your content is going to end up as.